So it is the first week of Ramadan. Ramadan Mubarak to all who celebrate. Um, though there is obviously a genocide hanging over us all as Israel continues to bomb Gaza. The death toll is now above 31,000 and counting. Israel's very much going to still invade Rafah, which is now home to what, 2 million refugees or 1.5 million refugees. What is the US doing about it? So Biden gave his State of the Union address. We're going to talk more about that next week, actually. He was angry. He was energetic. He was disappointing on foreign policy. He reiterated his call for a ceasefire for 6 weeks and then also announced that the U.S. would be building a temporary pier off of Gaza to get the Palestinian people food aid. Um, Now, this is pretty remarkable for like a million reasons, and I wanted to go through it with you, Mohammed. But what is this? Like, how does this dock, like temporary dock, work? So the Pentagon laid out a timeline on Friday saying the plan to build the dock could take up to 60 days and involve more than 1,000 American troops. Once it becomes operational, 60 days later, the pier would allow deliveries of 2 million meals to Gaza per day. Now, yeah, they predicted that it would take that time. Now, here's a real thing. Biden said that the Israeli government will be maintaining security at said pier. It's unclear who will be unloading the aid at the dock and also moving it to shore. Experts have questioned how Israel, which has crippled aid delivery through land borders, would allow aid supplies via the sea. Yeah. In fact, before I kick it to you, just so you know, just I guess yesterday, the chief of UNRWA said Israeli forces turned back trucks loaded with aid to northern Gaza because, quote, it had scissors used in children's medical kits. So the pier, Mohammed.
To the pier makes so much sense because, as we know, there is no way to get aid to Gaza by road. That's just not
Mhm.
available for some reason. Yeah,
Well,
we
they're all
forgot about
anti-Semitic, so
exactly. Yeah,
the
and
roads
because like
are
either we
Holocaust deniers.
exactly either we build this or we ask the protesters who are stopping the aid to move away. Now, which one is easier? Of course, building a
Build a
pier.
port for 60 days and like yeah, so 2 months later when
Exactly.
thousands of people have died of starvation, you can get some food to some people. Yeah, it's not just protesters, it's the Israeli government as we saw. Like they're the ones
Absolutely.
stopping them, they're checking them. They're deliberately delaying the aid almost like starvation is a tactic of war.
Absolutely. And what I love the most is how we are supposed to pretend that President Biden is baby. He doesn't have any power. He's like this little baby. Was like, I'm trying my best here, guys. I can't do
Yeah.
anything. And and here's what I can tell. Okay, are we like because like the elections are coming and Donald Trump is running, and we are being presented by two scenarios. The first one is president is baby. He can't do anything. He has no power. And
Yes.
also, if Trump was elected, he will destroy democracy because the president has so much power. So, which one is it? Does the president have a lot of power, or does the president have no power?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Joe, how about take all of that power you're afraid of being used and use it for good? I mean, and
Exactly.
this is the thing that I think centrist Democrats, and again, by the way, what we're saying would not even, I mean, it wouldn't even require congressional approval. It would just require not shipping, hundreds of weapons deliveries to Israel, which has been done unilaterally by the president. So, kind of a counterpoint
Yeah.
to your point, which I think is a perfect irony, he is going above the heads of Congress and normal, sort of checks and balances to give more weapons to a genocidal state entity. And it's just, yeah. So yeah, but you're totally right. You're like it's like, well, I'm totally helpless here, except for here you go, here you go, here you go. And in fact, to that point, and this has been very interesting because the whole question of a ground invasion of Rafah, there's um, dueling messages coming out of the White House.
Hmm.
On the one hand, there's officials who say, yes, if there was a ground invasion of Rafah, that would be a red line and we would consider revoking weapons to Israel. But then there's Biden himself, who this was just after his State of the Union address to NBC or MSNBC, saying that actually there's literally nothing Israel could do to get him to cut off weapons.
What is your red line with Prime Minister Netanyahu? Do you have a red line? For instance, would invasion of Rafah, which you have urged him not to do, would that be a red line?
It is a red line, but I'm never going to leave Israel. The defense of Israel is still critical. So there's no red line. I'm going to cut off all weapons so they don't have the Iron Dome to protect them. They don't have. But there's red lines that if he crosses, he cannot have 30,000 more Palestinians dead as a consequence of going after. There's other ways to deal with the trauma caused by Hamas.
Yeah, it's called therapy. That's how you deal with the trauma caused by Hamas. No, I'm just like, wait, take the first stab, Mohanad. There's a million things that are terrifying about that statement.
Yeah, it's funny because he's saying there are no red lines, and then at the same time he was like, "Well, they're like red lines. We don't need more 30,000 Palestinians dead." I'm just like, which one is it, buddy? Like, what are you even saying? And also, he literally sounds like one of those people those friends that you have who have like a toxic boyfriend, girlfriend, or something, and they're like, "Well, whatever they do, I know deep down they love me."
Yeah, I mean,
And
like, he can't hit me again,
exactly,
and like that would be a red line maybe, but I'm still gonna let him use my car because, like,
exactly.
how's he getting to his job slash his other
Yeah,
girlfriend?
he's toxic to everyone else, but he's nice to me.
Right,
And
right. Or
so
that,
I don't know.
exactly.
No, exactly. It's truly makes no sense because you have the power here. You have the upper hand. Why are we pretending that you don't? It's
Well, yeah, and like let's focus on the 30,000 more. So
yeah.
the follow-up
Yeah.
for me is 30,000 an acceptable number of dead Palestinians to you? 25 times the number that Hamas killed on October 7th? Is that acceptable to you? Or is it no, we can have 10,000 more. We can have 20,000 more. We can have 27,500 more dead Palestinians, but not 30,000 more.
Exactly.
Like what it is so crass to say just 30,000 more like that. And then, the first thing is like if you're Netanyahu and you hear that, which by the way, he was very offended and he's like, we're going to keep on going into Rafah no matter what. But like, he didn't even he didn't say anything against you. He said, in fact, there's nothing you could do that would, make him like not love you and send you weapons over and over and over again. Like, there's nothing you could do. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna
And
fucking
Biden continues to do that, like because he always tries to appease people who will never like him, like Netanyahu or
right. Yes.
Republicans.
Yes.
Because he always tries to give them what they want. Even like in the State of the Union, when he called people crossing the border illegals to appease Republicans. I'm like, they will never like you no matter what you say. So stop. The same thing with Netanyahu. No matter what you say, if you do not say that you fully support him, period, and that's it, he's not going to accept anything else. So why are
Yeah.
you trying to appease him? It's so insane
But
to me.
he's like, "Come on, man. How could you not like me? I'm a good dad. I ate a lot of pancakes at the pancake breakfast. For some reason, Biden is the pancake breakfast guy to me in my head. I think I made it up. But like he can't get over the fact that no one would like him. And you're totally right. Like he thinks that he can Biden whisper his way into peace and harmony. And actually, when you whisper, dog, no one is listening. Like literally
Exactly.
no one's listening to you.
Absolutely. I just hope that I do not, to my 80s, still be a people pleaser. It's insane. My man, like, just based on how time works, you don't have a lot left.
Yeah.
Why don't you take a stand now and be remembered for something good? Like, literally, you have nothing to lose.
What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/bitchuation room. Do